Hey everybody, it's your favorite estate planning attorney here, Derek Christensen. I'm the owner of Legion Law, and you can reach out to us at legionlawpllc.com or at derek@legionlawpllc.com as well. So today I wanted to talk to you about what is an estate plan. And you think it'd be a very simple question, but if you ask 10 people on the streets what's an estate plan, you're probably going to get 10 different answers. An estate plan is a pile of documents that consist of what happens to your property both before and after you pass away. Additionally, it addresses what legal rights somebody can exercise in your name before and after you pass away. So that sounds a little broad, it sounds a little vague, so I'm going to get a little bit more in the weeds here, but I don't want to get too hard into it because each of these documents I'm going to mention are a video in and of themselves, and I'll definitely be making a video. So for pre-death documents, there's going to be, there are many, you can have a lot, but the main ones are usually the power of attorney, advanced healthcare directive, and a HIPAA release form. Now, power of attorney can be two different powers of attorney. There can be a financial power of attorney and a medical power of attorney. A financial power of attorney determines who can make legal decisions on your behalf for your finances. Go figure. And medical power of attorney is the who can make a legal decision on your behalf for medical decisions. Now, powers of attorney can be different types. They can happen immediately, or they can happen on a condition, springing versus durable. So those are the different types, and that's kind of a question you should ask an attorney, because you'd be amazed at how many people don't know that your power of attorney can kick into action very early, and it can drastically change things. So a power of attorney is important, but also advanced healthcare directive is essentially a list that your doctors must follow if they're going to give you medical information or treat you medically. So you can say, I don't want a specific medication. I don't want a specific surgery. I don't, when I need to pull the plug, here are the conditions, stuff like that. So a doctor must listen to those directives, and they must follow what you say in that document. Additionally, there's the HIPAA release form. And that is a document that lets anyone and everyone in that form access your medical records, which you would think that if I have a spouse, they'd be able to access my medical records, but that's not the case. And you need to have a release form that says somebody can access your records. So those are pre-death documents, and there are other ones like guardianship designations for children, setting aside funeral directives, whatever you want to have happen, but those are the main documents. So shifting from pre-death to post-death documents, now there are two different types mainly. Again, caveat, there's always more documents in a legal field, right? You can always have more. But the main ones are that usually there's a revocable living trust with a pour-over will or just a normal will. A pour-over will with a revocable living trust says, I'm going to create a legal entity that's called the trust. I'm going to put everything I own inside that trust when I'm alive, and if I forget anything and I pass away, my pour-over will catch anything that poured over and put it into the trust, so that everything I own, by whether I'm alive or whether I'm dead, everything I own will be inside that trust at some point. And again, that's really important, and that's a video for another time to discuss why it's important to make sure your assets are inside the trust, but that's what those two documents accomplish. Lastly, there's the bread and butter, what everybody thinks of when it comes to an estate plan, a will, which is just a normal document that states what happens to your property when you pass away. So your post-death and your pre-death documents, which ones you have, which ones you don't, that is something that you really do need to figure out with your attorney, because there are different needs, there are different situations in life, and there are plenty of documents out there, like I said, that can address all sorts of problems that may happen now or later. So with that, feel free to reach out to Legion Law for an estate plan, because we'd love to help you out, and we can definitely provide you with all of the documents you need to make sure they're signed correctly, phrased correctly, and they do what they say they will do. So with that, I appreciate it, and reach out to legionlawpllc.com or Derek at legionlawpllc.com. Thank you.